that will be probably after na ng ano natin, no? If ever na makasali siya sa prelim, sige lang, try natin kung makahabol yung ating presentation. Okay? So, kumain na ba yung iba? Nag-lunch, nag-breakfast na ba yung iba? Brunch na ba? Okay? Yung iba nakaligo na ba? Nag-freshen up?
Yes, sir. Nakaligo na dyan.
Okay, sana all.
Sana all nakaligo. Ano, tayo mag-iis? Ano oras pala kasi mo next?
Dan ka na?
Pwede tayo mga 11? Pwede tayo mga 11?
Sana.
12?
May lunch break pa yan sa lab.
Kailangan natin mag-11.
Pero ang doktor kasi madam.
Yun lang. So, kailan tayo?
When we say clinical parasitology, it is all about parasites and their diseases na mag-cause sa human. And when we say clinical parasitology laboratory, it's all about the tests or the different procedures that we perform in laboratory to diagnose parasitic infection on humans. Okay, so ano ba yung mga common or the very most or the common piniperform in laboratory when we say diagnosing or when we talk about diagnosis for a certain parasitic infection? Okay, so the most common class is yung tinatawag natin na ONP examination. Okay, so we have already discussed this one class, no? When we say ONP, okay, okay, the ONP class or the ova and parasite examination, this definition class is by the CDC or the Center of Disease Control. No, an ova and parasite exam is a test in which a laboratory professional uses a microscope to examine a stool sample and look for a parasite. Okay, a variety of parasites can cause infection of the digestive system, or specifically the gastrointestinal infections. When you have a parasite infecting your lower digestive tract, causing symptoms such as diarrhea, the parasites and their eggs are shed from the lower digestive tract into your stool. Okay, so basically, I think this definition is na-modify na ito. Before, they are just getting stool sample for the specimen for the ONP examination. Ngayon, they are considering na class yung mga gastric washings, yung mga yung scrapings from the gastrointestinal tract by endoscopy and colonoscopy. Yun. So hindi na ngayon stool sample lang. Meron ng mga iba't ibang klase na ng sample from the gastrointestinal system. Okay. So when you say ONP class, testing or viewing, we are using the microscope. Okay? We are using the microscope to identify the parasite, either ova or the egg, or the parasite or parts of the parasite. Meron kasi class parasites na when we say about adult parasite, tulad dito na sa picture class, nagkakaroon sila ng shedding. When we say shedding class, napuputol-putol sila. Okay? So, minsan, yung ulo na lang or yung scolex na tinatawag natin sa ulo ng parasite, yun na lang ang nakikita. Minsan, yung body, ito, nasi-shed off yan. Okay? When we do microscopy or using the stool sample, minsan, hindi buong parasite na yung nakikita mo. Okay? Parts and parcels na lang ng adult parasite. Okay? Sometimes, class, hindi lahat ng stool sample ay diarrhea. Sabi nila, di ba? Pag diarrheic yung ating stool sample, possible may parasite. Hindi lang diarrheic stool sample ang mayroong parasitic infection. Minsan, even the hard sample class and then yung mga form na stool, meron din yang parasitic infection or meron din yang parasites. Okay? So next, ito yung common na technique, okay, of the oviparasites test, okay? This is, I think, class centrifugation technique or yung concentration technique. They collect sample, ito class NSS ito, okay? Ilalagay ang stool sample here, and then imimix siya, isi-centrifuge, i-dedicant yung supernatant, at yung naiiwan na debris, i-test, ilalagay sa microscope slides, okay, sa glass slides, and then cover slip, and then view sa microscope for possible parasite ova and adult parasite. Okay, ito yung common. Pero ngayon, hindi na siya masyadong pinay-perform kasi nga even poking lang, no, yung mix, hindi ka na kailangan mag-sentry na LSS. Yung ginagawa na lang nila ngayon, di ba? 1 drop, and then yung very most common na technique, no? 1 drop, and then sample, cover slip, yun na. Yun na yung common na ginagawa sa lahat ng laboratory dito for fecalysis or yung mga ginagawa natin for ONP na stool exam or stool examination. Okay? So, we will go to perform yung direct fecal smear class. Okay. We have 2 types of direct fecal smear na commonly done sa laboratory. Actually, 3 types siya. O yung gagawin natin ngayon, 2 lang kasi wala tayong BMB or yung methylene, buffered methylene blue. Yung gagawin natin class is the saline using NSS and then the Lugol's iodine. Okay, for direct fecal smear. Both of them class are similar in procedure. Okay, similar sila. Okay, so now, ano ba ang ginagawa? Ito. I think this is the normal fecal smear using NSS. Okay? These are the reagents na ginagamit. Yung Lugol's iodine, I think 2% of iodine ito. 2% of iodine. Ano na yung betadine? Yung povidone iodine. Okay? I think that is, if I'm not mistaken, 8% of iodine yan. So, kailangan lang natin is 2% of that. Okay? Ito naman yung normal na NSS. Diba? Yung ginagamit sa dextrose. Okay? Akala natin IV. Okay? Okay, sa hospital ka, ito yung binibigyan sa ina-inject sa'yo para dito nilalagay yung gamot. Okay? Dito pinapadaan. So, this is a normal saline solution NX. Okay? Yan yung mga reagents na ginagamit natin for stool examination. So these are the saline, okay, the procedure na ginagawa for examination. Sa laboratory class, ang ginagawa namin is ang smear lang. Dito, di ba, 2 slide yung ginamit. Okay? Sa lab class, isang slide lang. Dito sa gilid ang saline, dito naman sa gilid sa kabila naman ang Lugol's iodine. Okay? So let's view class yung ginawa na procedure or yung video na pinost natin sa ating Schoology. Okay? So let's view it. Papanoorin natin siya, no? criteria. Merong charcoal-laden crystals. Yan. Ascaris. Usually class, pag merong criteria, you scan on the different side, baka merong ascaris. Okay. Okay. Meron pa pag isa. Usually, holy pair yung tinatawag sila holy pair. Pag meron ka ascaris, meron kang criteria. Pag meron kang criteria, meron kang ascaris. Pagkaibang parang sa result class.
Audio Jungle.
Tingnan niyo yung dalawang connection. Okay, the yellow one was for the Lugos. Yung clear naman is for the NSS.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Okay, by the way, no, charcoal-laden crystal class is the only crystal you can find in a stool sample. Again, charcoal-laden crystals is the only crystal na pwede nyo makita sa inyong stool sample. Okay, constituted asterisk ova. Okay, constituted asterisk ova. Underdeveloped sa ova class. Hindi po na sa yung oil, yung rapon sa ilan. Constituted ang tawag doon. Di ba if you notice, no, colored yung for Lugos iodine. Okay? And then clear naman or white yung background for NSS. Yan. Tingnan class, this is an Ankylostoma, Necator americanum na egg. Pero if you notice, hindi siya masyadong clear, no? Kasi yun yung NSS lang. But if you shift on Lugos, yan, mas na siya, clear version. Yan. Yan. Strongyloid stercoralis. Sige lang, maabutan natin yan sa dating ating individual parasites. Okay, so yun yung mga possible na itsura ng ating sample if we use NSS and Lugos iodine. Okay, so let's perform now. Okay, ito, we have now yung ating prepared slides. Okay, we have our glass slides and 2 cover slip. Okay, first class, you need to label. For example, may mga hospital class na ginagawa nila apelyido. Okay? For example, Juanitas. Ganyan. Meron namang class na hospital na ang ginagamit nila hospital number. Okay? For confidentiality purposes. For example, hospital number 0125. Ganyan. Pero, dapat alam mo yung request form. Kasi sa request form, nandoon yung hospital number. So, yung iba, usually nag-apelyido. Okay? Complete name ng patient. Okay? So, ito yung stool sample natin. We have stool sample here. Yes. Anong color? Okay, gray. Okay. So, kayo mag-ano class ha? This is not real stool kasi nasa faculty room. Okay. Hindi na totoong stool ha, kasi nasa faculty room ako. Pag totoong stool ito, syempre, alam niyo na ang amoy na aming faculty room. This is clay. Okay. Alam niyo yung ginagamit sa mask? Clay mask. Okay, clay ito. Okay. So, ito siya. Okay. Here. Okay, yan. Sa mga bagong lunch, sa mga bagong breakfast dyan, yan. Okay. Hindi ito totoong stool lang. Hindi ito totoong stool. Ayan. Kaya if you notice, hindi ako nag-gloves, no? Hindi yan stool. Okay? Okay. So now we are going to use this, ito ba? Atong stool sample ko, no? Na? For our live demonstration. Okay. So first, ang gagawin natin class, di ba na-label na natin. So we look for the request form. And the request form suggests name ng patient and then yung test na kailangan i-perform. So dapat mag-coincide yung class, no? Dapat pareho yung name ng patient, pareho yung name na nasa sample, and then yung test na kailangan i-perform. Dapat kompleto yun. Okay? Before you perform the test. Minsan kasi class, mayroon mga stool sample or mga patients na isang stool sample lang yung isasabit nila. Yun pala, meron siyang test for stool exam, meron siyang test for stool culture. Okay? Minsan class, dapat, pag meron siyang stool culture, dapat paunahin mo magkuha yung stool culture. Okay? Okay? Makakontaminate na yung specimen pag mauuna ka magkuha ng sample for stool exam. Yung iba naman kasi, ang ginagawa lang hinahati nila yung sample. So, kailangan mo munang paunahin talaga si stool. Choppy pa rin. Choppy na. Okay? Okay. So, dapat class, kung may stool exam, kung meron siyang stool culture, kailangan mong paunahin si stool culture before you perform stool exam. Okay? So, first class, we are going to okay. Meron tayong NSS. Itong NSS. Pamine. NSS. Pamine. And we have Lugol solution. Yan. Lugol solution. NSS for our direct fecal smear. So, ano gawin natin class? Yan. We are going to drop ito. Okay. 1 drop ng ito. So, dito sa sides class, 1 drop ng NSS. Okay. And then, 1 drop of Lugos iodine. Okay. After that class, okay, we're going to get our sample. Okay. So yung, di ba we have now our 1 drop of iodine or Lugol's iodine solution and then 1 drop of NSS. Okay, now we are going to get our sample. Ito. So yung sample. Ito. Tingnan nyo. Okay. So, like what I've said last time class, no? Sabi pa rin, okay na. Naririnig ba? Okay, clear ba? Okay. So, we need to get class. Ipopoke natin yung ating sample. Ipopoke. Okay. So, last time, di ba sabi ko, you poke on different sides ng ating sample. You poke on the different sides. Dito, you poke here. Yan. Kailangan ma-cover mo yung maraming areas na na-poke mo para distributed din yung inyong sample or yung pagkuha mo ng specimen sa iyong stool sample. After you have poke on different side class, you mix on first on the NSS. Yan. I-mix mo sa NSS. Okay. Make sure na evenly ma-mix mo yung iyong sample doon sa NSS. Okay? I-mix mo lang siya. Okay, do that and then discard this. Discard mo na ito ha. Okay, hindi ito yung gamitin mo for Lugol. Another indicator stick na naman. So, hindi tayo nagtitipid. Okay? Dapat class, meron tayong basin na merong chlorine or yung iba naman bleach. No? Okay, basin na may bleach and then water. doon nila dinidiscard itong mga applicator stick. Okay? For proper decontamination. Okay? And then, another applicator stick, poke mo ulit on the different areas. Okay? Ipopoke ulit. And then, doon naman tayo sa iodine solution or the Lugol's iodine solution natin. Okay? Ito yung normal na ginagawa sa lagasa for fecalysis. Ito talaga yung ginagawa. So, dalawang sample talaga. You have for normal saline and you have Lugol's iodine solution. Okay, after that class, you use your cover slip or yung mga cover slip, glass na cover slip natin to cover yung ating sample. Okay? So, we have now our sample for viewing on the microscope. Okay? So, meron tayong direct fecal smear for Lugol's and direct fecal smear for normal saline solution. Okay? So, now class, ito na yung i-view natin sa microscope. Class, unahin natin i-view yung ating NSS. And then, if may nakita kayo sa NSS na stool, na parasite, go to your Lugol's solution. Kasi mas clear yung parasite sa Lugol's solution. Now, bakit Lugol's solution, sir? Bakit hindi pwede yung ibang stain? Okay. Plus, pwede naman yung ibang stains na ginagamit for parasitology. Only that, Lugol's solution plus the most cheapest. Okay. Economically wise, kasi nga, di ba, sa dami ng full sample mo everyday, nagagamit talaga ng mga mamahaling stains for direct fecal smear. So yun, ang option natin is yung economically wise na stain. So Lugol's solution yun na isip nilang gamitin to stain kasi same effect naman din. Same result naman din ang makukuha mo using yung mga expensive stains and with Lugol's solution. Okay, same appearance lang din naman ng stool and visually, same lang din yung magiging prominent din naman yung itsura ng ating mga ova and parasites using the Lugol's solution. So kaya, ito yung ginagamit everyday. Okay? Sir, if mas clear po sa Lugol's, bakit po nag-use ng NSS? Okay? Minsan kasi pag-hable mo, si Lugol's solution is not available on lahat ng hospital. Okay? Hindi din siya available sa lahat ng hospital. Ang sabi pa nga sa amin before, bakit namin gagamitin yung iodine? Pwede pa yung pang-disinfect ng sugat ng pasyente. Di ba? So, ang ginagamit nila, NSS na lang. Okay? Ginagamit lang talaga minsan class si Lugol's solution to confirm. Okay? Kasi di ba, if you notice kanina, yung appearance ng ascaris, di ba para siyang debris, para lang siyang fibers ng gulay at saka pagkain. Okay? So, pwede mo talaga siya mapagkamalang Ascaris lumbricoides if NSS lang ang gagamitin mo. Minsan kasi Lugol's iodine, ginagamit lang talaga siya pang confirm if positive talaga for Ascaris or parasites yung ating mga sample or yung ating mga patients. Baka lang talaga siya confirm kasi mas visually, mas clear kasi yung Lugol's solution. Okay? So, pa-confirm lang talaga siya. Sa ibang lab class, if hindi sila sure, ang ginagawa kasi sa ibang lab, NSS lang talaga lahat. NSS. Wala silang Lugol's solution. Okay? If merong isang sample sa kanila na merong feeling nila merong parasite, doon pa sila naglalagay ng Lugol's to confirm if totoong parasite talaga yung nakita nila. Okay? May ibang lab naman class na ganito talaga ang ginagawa. Lahat ng sample merong Lugol's, merong NSS. Sa ibang lab, NSS lang lahat. At saka, pag merong parasite, they confirm with Lugol's lang. Okay, that's the time that they're using Lugol's for fecalysis. If to confirm lang na totoo talaga may parasite yung kanilang stool sample. Okay? So hindi lahat ng hospital lahat ng hospital class iba-iba yung protocols nila when it comes to clinical pathology na procedures. Hindi pare-pareho ang kanilang ginagawa. Depende rin kasi yan sa availability ng mga materials and equipment. Okay? So yun. So now, next class is paano ba binabasa ito class? Yan, yung appearance lang. Ito class, medyo social sila, no? Kasi hiwalay yung slide for NSS and then the slide for Google. So marami silang stocks ng prepared ng slides nila, ng glass slides. Okay. So paano ba class binabasa yung ating paano ba siya binabasa? Or paano ba ito ni-read sa microscope? Okay. Minsan class, yan. Ganito. Okay. Depende sa inyo class, minsan, ganito. Okay. 10 fields. Okay. We are using 10 fields. Pero yung pagbasa sa ating sa ating covers, sa ating slides na ginagawa class, pag ganito. Pwede kang paganyan or pwedeng pataas at pababa. Okay. In this way class, you will going to cover the entire slide. Yan. Ikaw ang bahala if pa sides or pa up and down. As long as cover mo yung entire specimen or the entire glass slides na ginawa mo for viewing sa microscope. Okay. As long as 10 fields yan. Ginagawa ito class para hindi mo mabalik-balik. Okay, kasi minsan, for example, ito, one field dito, and then next field mo dito, and then bumalik ka na naman dito. Kasi wala kang procedure, wala kang technique. So, ginagawa class dapat ganyan. Okay, up, and then down, and then down. Yan. As long as 10 fields na. Okay, so naintindihan? Yan yung ginagawa to perform or to view ating mga slides in the microscope. So, ito yung appearance class. If you know this is E-histolytica or entamoeba histolytica and histolytica entamoeba dispar. By the way, class, the appearance of entamoeba histolytica and entamoeba dispar class are almost the same. If you notice, pareho sila. The only difference of this parasite class is the size. Entamoeba dispar is smaller, much smaller compared to entamoeba histolytica. Okay? If hindi ka knowledgeable sa size ng parasites, you're going to identify Aedes bar as E-histolytica. Yan. Okay? Pag hindi ka aware, kasi nga almost the same, even the vacuoles inside, the number of nucleus inside, almost the same. Okay, if hindi ka knowledgeable, you're going to identify Aedes bar as E-histolytica, and they have different signs and symptoms and different medications. So, yun. Okay? Yeah. Next, now, we are going to perform class yung medyo mahirap gawin sa lab. Ito, compared to direct fecal smear class, no? Compared to direct fecal smear, medyo mahirap-hirap ito. Okay? This is keto technique. So we have two types of keto techniques. We have the keto cats and keto stick. Again, keto cats and keto stick. Okay? Keto cats class, almost the same lang din yung kanilang procedures and then materials. Okay? Only that, keto stick, hindi siya gumagamit ng sieve or yung salaan or yung pads to strain yung ating stool sample. Okay, keto stick siya kasi hindi na nililinis yung sample. Sa keto cats kasi we need to clean our sample by sieving or isasala muna natin siya using gauze pads or yung mga salaan na metal, okay, or yung screen na fine. Okay, yun ang ginagawa for keto cats. Okay, so let's view yung ating video na pinost for our keto. Okay. Okay, yung ating keto sample na wait lang.
So, di ba, ano yung rate dito is sinasabi ko? So, kung sino mga
Review natin yung video na pinost natin for keto cats.
straight na pupunta siya pupunta siya ng ground acid, pupunta siya sa aquariums, pupunta siya na online. Doon na yung
Ito class, itong video na ito specifically, this is a Filipino made na video, no? Para siyang video clips ng isang workshop for parasitology. Okay?
Huwag kayong mahiya sa akin, hindi po ako nangangagat. Okay. So, titingnan niyo kung gaano kadali gawin yung cattle tick. Sobrang laki na po nito with this is for one thumb size. Pero tin, di ba? Isang thumb lang, enough na. Okay? So, medyo, paglabas nito, medyo babaw tayo konti, You have to break it into several portions. And then, maghahanap ka kung anong meron dito. Part ng gross. Hindi po na pagbukas, tusok ka kaagad and make your smear. Even if you're doing your DFS, you have to see to it that you are sampling the parasite, the stool in the different portions, surface, inside, different portions. Kakat mo siya into several cups. DFS, saka ka mag-smear. Ganon din yung sa cattle tick mo, ganon din sa cattle cats mo. Ganon din sa iyong FECT. Na? Okay? Ayan. May buhok pa. So, bubuksan mo siyang ganyan, then you have to really look for whatever you can see there. Pwede kasi siyang may adults, pwede siyang may proglottids, pwede siyang may undigested na kung ano-ano. Lahat yung i-report mo. Okay?
By the way, class, no, yung sinasabi niya proglottids, those are the different bodies or portion ng katawan ng isang adult parasite. You say scolex, that's the head. The proglottids, yun naman yung kanyang body. Okay?
Pag-ayos doon.
Ay, kasi yan, sir. Okay. You put, it's all in the mind. Sige na, sige na. Ang artin yun. Kumakain na kayo sa harap ng Hindi. Ganyan. Maglalagay ka ngayon ng isang kernel size, corn kernel size, o isang pea size, o parang dalawang munggo size na tae sa gitna. Tae lang yan, pero medyo maganda-ganda din ang gawin mo. Maganda yung siya ng konti. Ganun lang talaga yung buhay. Patae-tae lang yan. Ayan. Tapos, balik ko nga para wala tayo masyadong waste. Ganyan lang po. Lalagay na natin yung ating cellophane. Imagine nyo lang pagkain itong dinidemo ko. Yan. Lagay mo na yung plastic. Ito na yung pinaka-cover slip natin. Dun sa ating slide. Nakaupo ka ha. Nakaupo ka dapat. Tapos, mabilis lang po gawin ito. Yung purpose ng small pieces of paper, which are ideally scratch paper, hindi po siya ganitong kalinis kasi mayaman si Noraida. Yung purpose nito is just to maintain your working place clean. Dati kasi tinuturo sa amin, magkahanap ka ng flat surface and then ipipress mo. I don't like that. So ipipress mo siya upside down doon sa paper so that while you are pressing it to create one 25 centavos size na hook, na smear, at the same time, nare-remove niya yung excess glycerol from your smear. Okay? And then, the paper goes directly to your, wala pala tayong basurahan din eh. Yan na. Diretso na siya tapon. Malinis po. Yan. So, that's your cattle tick smear. Ganyan lang siya. Ganun lang kabilis. So, yung amount ng stool that we put on the amount of stool that we place on the slide is just approximately 40 to 60 milligrams. Pag medyo basa-basa yung tae, konti lang din yung lalagay mo kasi pag press mo ganyan, aapaw siya sa slide. Alright? So, talagang approximated yung amount. Question? Okay, let's do the Kato cuts. Anong pinagkaiba? Yung pinagkaiba lang, you have to clean the stool, right? With a mesh. Sasalain mo siya with your mesh. Medyo clayy. So, yan. Lalagay mo yung screen, yung iyong nylon mesh. Ito na yung gamit ng spatula. In this case, I'll show you. We can use the ordinary popsicle, yung mapinong side. Press mo siyang ganyan. Yung nylon mesh mo. Then, sasalain mo. Whatever you make sala, yun na yung lalagay mo dito sa template mo. Yan. Yung nilinis mo na. Are you seeing it? Kita nyo? Okay. So, malinis siya kasi sinasala mo siya dun sa mesh. Yun yung ilalagay mo dito sa butas. That is what you put on to your template. Sinasala mo nga, nililinis mo siya. So, you put enough. Enough means hindi siya umaapaw, hindi siya kulang. So, yun matrabaho yun. But this is what we do in the field. Ito po yung ginagawa ng mga assistants ko kasi kami yung gumawa ng War on Worms Parasitologic Survey for the Philippines. Ako po yung team leader nila no, sa Visayas. Ginawa po namin sa Aklan and Capiz. Yung Antique po ginawa ng UP Visayas. That is under UP and IH and Lacson. Ayan. So parang pineasure mo lang siya. Para alam mo kung anong amount ng stores. As in. So field po, mabilisan po yung gawa namin. Dire-diretso po yan. Yun ang pagkakaiba niya. And then I'll press this to show you kung ano siya kalinis compared to the previous one we did. So ganun din, just like what we did to your Kato thick, lalagay na rin si cellophane as your cover slip. Okay? Then you press it onto your paper. Ayan na siya. Malinis po siya compared with that one. Tingnan nyo. So if you compare, mas malinis po talaga siya. Ito yung katong mas mo. Yung may sala-sala. Ito yung katong. Okay? So, this one is 41.7 milligrams. This one is approximately mga 39 to 40 milligrams. Ganun lang po siya. Ito lang yung gagawin natin. Then, after you have done the Kato smear, you let it stand for like 30 minutes. Sa libro po, that's 1 hour. But we recommend 30 minutes lang. Silipin mo na siya. If you see hookworm eggs there, you start counting the hookworm eggs ahead. Kasi after 30 minutes, gawa ng manipis niyang membrane, nawawala po siya, nag-disintegrate siya. So chances are, if hindi mo siya agad-agad na-read, you get false negative results with hookworm and enterobius. By experience po, na-experience po namin yan. So I do the validation, I do the QA, bago siya pinapadala sa UP Manila. And then the RA of Dr. Belisario would call me, Ma'am, yung mga ibang slides po, where you reported hookworm, negative po. Sabi niya gano'n. Pero hindi niya alam, we took pictures already. As soon as we see them, we send it through email kay Dr. Belisario. Kasi alam kong mawawala yan siya through time. So yung mga researcher po dito, nagre-research, and you do this in the coastal areas or elsewhere, and you do this, and you tell me walang hookworm, madaming ascaris, madaming trichuris, I won't believe you. Okay, unless you convince me you did follow that protocol. 30 minutes reading. 50% glycerol. Kasi pag very concentrated din po ito, tutunawin din niya yung hookworm. So, pag tiningnan nyo to kaagad-agad, immediately after smearing, madilim po siya, blurred po siya under the microscope. After 30 minutes, glycerin is going to clear your organic debris, the fats, and everything, making it very, very good for viewing. Titingnan nyo yan. Okay? So, these two, you are going to do. Depende kung ilang specimen meron tayo. For FECT naman, we will make use of the one that is already available for us by SPSI. It has format.
Okay. So, maklaro ba? Okay, may tanong dito si Miss Jacobo, no? Sir, what if watery yung stool na ginagamit? Okay, Miss Jacobo, no? We do not use keto-cats or keto-thick on watery stool. Okay, why? Watery stool is positive for amoebiasis. Okay, what we do for keto-cats, what we intend to see on keto-cats and keto-thick are helminths. Yung ating mga ascaris, yung ating mga trichuris, yung ating mga kigwa or yung strongyloides, yun. Na usually, okay, commonly talaga, they are on form and hard stools. But yung mga watery stools, I think they do not perform kasi hindi naman present yung mga ganong ova na yun on watery stools. Okay? Pero if possible na ganun talagang watery stools, no, I think hindi mo na siya kailangang i-mix or i-strain pa. Siguro i-strain siya, pero katulad na ginagawa sa DFS, 1 drop lang or yung ginagawa nila na they are not going to have keto-cats. But I think if watery yung sample, siguro possible keto-thick ang gagamitin nila para wala ng strain. So you drop na lang and then cover lang with cellophane na merong glycerin. Okay, and then combination of glycerin and malakit. Okay. So naintindihan ba yun? Okay. So ito yung materials na gagamitin natin for keto techniques. Keto techniques class kasi dalawa siya. Diba? We have keto thick and keto cats. If you notice, yan, pareho lang sila, almost the same ng sample class and ng materials. Only that keto thick, you do not need a mesh or yung sieve, yung pansala, and hindi mo na kailangan ng mold or yung molde na dapat exact amount talaga ng ating para siya, alam mo yung butas ng puncher. Yun yung ginagamit namin kasi sa lab. Okay, yung gagawa kami ng karton and then bubutasan namin ng puncher. Ganito siya, class. Ito yung gagamitin natin. Ganito. Yan. Pero dapat, class, kasi pangit yung puncher ko, dapat nasa gitna yung butas. Again, dapat nasa gitna yung butas. Ito yung gagamitin natin mamaya. Okay? Para approximate, bakit ganito? Okay? Para yung size ng stool na makuha natin, approximate, alam din natin yung size ng sample. Okay? Now, let's proceed to our keto thick. I think yung una natin gagawin. Okay? So, keto thick smear technique less is ginagamit siya. If you notice, keto, it was invented or it's introduced by Keto and Mura in 1954, involving a simple thick smear method and using a cellophane cover for the examination of helminth eggs. So, sabi ko kanina, Miss Jacob, no? Kasi we are intending to view helminth eggs. Yun. Helminth talaga ang gusto nating makita. Kaya hindi siya masyadong ginagawa sa probably na sa mga watery sample kasi helminth egg, hindi mo talaga yan makikita sa watery sample or watery yung mga diarrhea sample. Amoeba, possible makita. Pero helminth, no. Helminth class, example niyan si Trichura, Ascaris lumbricoides, yun. Now, paano ba gagawin yung ating keto thick? Ito yung sabi ko kanina, class, itong arrow ito yung pag-view or yung paano natin i-review yung ating sample sa microscope. Up and down, and then side to side. Okay, in the 10 fields. Now, let's perform yung ating, i-perform natin yung ating, ano magtawag mo dito? Yung ating, okay, yan. We are going to perform yung ating key to thick muna, okay? So, let's get a clean slide. Okay, the key to thick. Okay, we have here, class, this is a glycerin, combination of glycerin, class, and malachite green. Okay? And then meron yung cellophane sa loob. Ibabad mo siya. Okay? Sabi ni ma'am kanina, yung sa ating video, no, 50% lang dapat yung iyong glycerin. Why? Glycerin, class, ginagamit siya because pwede niyang i-bind. So kasi magsisilbi siyang bind ng ating sample. And then, i-clean niya yung debris. Okay? I-clean niya yung debris. Parang tututawin niya yung mga debris ng stool. Okay? But, diba sabi niya kanina, within 30 minutes, kailangan mong basahin lahat. Or kailangan mo na i-read yung sample. Why? Kasi, tutunawin ni glycerin yung mga debris. If more than 30 minutes sa class, tutunawin ni glycerin even the ova of the parasite. Okay? So, beyond 30 minutes class, pag binasa mo siya after 1 hour pa, for example, wala ka nang makikitang parasites dyan kasi natunaw na ni glycerin. Kaya kailangan mabilis mo siyang basahin. Okay? Probably, siguro paglagay mo ng glycerin, 5 to 10 minutes kasi i-clean pa man ni glycerin yung sample. So, after 5 to 10 minutes, basahin mo na siya agad. Okay? Para malinis na. Okay? So, paano ba ginagawa yung, ito yung stool natin, ito si glycerin. Kuha ka, most of the class, no, ang gagamitin dapat is spatula. Wala tayong spatula dito, no? Okay. So, ano na lang gagamitin ko ulit? Itong applicator stick. Okay? So, keto stick, kaya siya keto stick class kasi hindi mo na kailangan ng sieve or salaan to clean yung ating specimen. Okay? Kuha ka doon ng kernel size. Ito, kernel size ng ating stool. Okay, probably parang ano to, 1 centimeter, no? In diameter. And then, kuha ka din ng cellophane from ating glycerol and malachite green. Yung ginagamit nung college class, yung ginamit namin is alam niyo yung water cellophane? Water cellophane na ginagamit, water cellophane, yan yung binabad namin sa glycerin. Okay, ito. Yan. Ito, sabi ni ma'am, okay, i-ano mo daw siya, diba? I-push mo daw siya sa isang flat surface para, yan. Okay. Okay, to flatten yung sample and then to remove yung excess glycerin. Yan. So, ito, flat the sample and remove. Kailangan mo siyang i-push, okay, on a flat surface, on a scratch paper din, para hindi naman tayo social, no? Para hindi sayang yung papel, scratch paper yung gamitin, i-flatten mo siya, okay, also, to remove the excess glycerin. So, yan. This is keto stick. Medyo malaki yung aking sample, no? Pero ganito yung idea. Keto stick ito, class. Okay, nakuha ba yung ating idea ng keto thick? Yan. Ganito yung sample or magiging ganito yung appearance ng ating keto thick technique. Okay? Now, let's perform naman, class, yung ating keto cuts. Again, let's perform our keto cuts. Okay? So, almost the same lang sila, class, only that we are going to use mesh. Ito, this is a mesh. Yung iba naman, class, nylon mesh, no? Or yung screen or yung metal screen na pang sala nila. Okay, we are using this, class, to clean our stool sample from debris. Okay, lilinisan natin siya. Okay, by sieving our stool sample. Okay, so kuha ka ng sample, class, from your specimen. Yan, sa pen cup. And then, yan. Paano mo siya i-sieve, class? Ipupush mo lang siya, actually. Yan. dapat i-push siya, no? Ipupush mo siya. Yan. I-push mo siya sa dulo para masala siya. Yan. Kailangan masala talaga siya, class, using yung mesh natin. Yan. Okay. So, meron ka ng nasala na sample here. Ito na yung hinala mo na sample. After that, class, kunin mo yung mold mo. Okay? Meron tayong mold here na made up of karton at binutasan natin using puncher, no? Sa ibang laboratory, kasi meron talaga silang build, meron yung mga commercially made na mold, no? Ang gamit nila is parang plastic siya. So, commercially made na mold yun. Okay. Ilagay niyo yung mold natin sa ating glass slide. And then, ilagay natin yung sample. Okay. Dapat, class, sa gitna talaga siya. Yan. Okay. So, kunin mo yung applicator stick, ilagay niyo sa gitna yung inyong sample. Dapat pasok siya sa size. Kaya siya may mold, class, para estimate or yung size ng sample is very exact doon sa goal mo na, or kailangan ng mold malaman natin, or we can hindi siya estimate, no? We need to have the mold para makalculate natin yung size ng sample. Yan. Kasi di ba, if you notice kanina, di ba yung keto stick, no? Estimated lang tayo. Basta we have a kernel size of a sample, pwede na. Pero itong keto cuts, class, kailangan exact na size yung ating, kaya siya may mold para exact yung size ng ating sample. If you notice, no? Yan. Like, tanggalin ko yung tanggalin ko yung mold. Yan. Meron ka ng exact size ng ating sample. Okay. It was saved, or it was sinala natin siya using yung ating itong mesh natin, or yung gauze pad. And then, after na-save mo na siya or nasala, lagyan mo siya ilagay or ipatong mo siya sa ating mold. Okay? And then, same pa rin, class. Kuha ka ng cellophane na binabad mo with glycerin at malachite green. And then, you cover your stool sample. Okay? Cover pa rin. Same procedure pa rin with keto stick. And then, okay, i-flatten backward mo siya, class, sa ating paper, sa ating surface. Push mo lang siya, yan, to flatten the surface and to remove the excess glycerin sa ating slide. Yan. And this is now ready for viewing sa microscope. Now, so let's compare yung ating keto stick and keto cups. Okay, if you know this, mas malaki yung ating keto stick, no? Kasi nga, estimated, wala kang mold na ginamit. And then, if you view this on microscope, class, mas madumi siya. Okay, kasi nga, hindi mo siya nilinis from debris ang ating stool. Ito, si keto cuts, nilinis mo siya using sieve or yung mga gauze pads. So, if you view this in microscope, malinis talaga ito and wala masyadong debris. Okay, and then klaro siya. And then mas clear yung view ng ating mga parasites ova. Okay? So, nakuha ba? Naintindihan ba yung difference ng keto cuts and keto stick? Okay. So, let's see yung appearance ng keto stick. Yan. This is Ascaris lumbricoides on keto stick. If you notice, hindi mo nga siya mapagkamalang parasite, no? Because masyado pa siyang madumi. Okay? Pero let's give this a time test, no? Kasi i-dissolve pa kasi ni glycerin yung mga debris. Okay? Pero basahin mo rin agad kasi pag patagal mo siyang basahin, isasalin ni glycerin dissolve kahit si ova. Kaya minsan sabi ni ma'am kanina, di ba? Na mawala akala ng mga ano niya, negative yung binasa nila. Na originally, sinabi nilang positive for parasites. And yung view ng ibang tao, negative na. Kasi nga, na-dissolve na ni glycerin kahit yung ova ng parasites. Kaya pasahin ka job within 30 minutes. Yan. This is naman yung procedure talaga ng KetoCats class. Okay? Stool exam, and then merong sieve, and then spatula, and then template. Yung mold natin kanina, no? And then ilalagay yung sample na na-sieve sa mold, and then tanggalin yung mold, cover with cellophane na binabad sa malakite green and glycerin. Malakite green class is for staining. Si glycerin naman is to dissolve yung mga debris. And then view with the use of microscope. Ito naman yung itsura class ng sample natin with the help of or with the use of KetoCats techniques. This is strongyloides na ova, di ba? Compare mo naman yung ating ascaris kanina using KetoThick, and then strongy with the use of KetoCats, di ba? Mas clear naman yung ating KetoCats compared to ating KetoThick technique. Okay? So KetoThick class mabilisan lang na viewing or confirmatory ng ating para sa Helminth's egg. So pwede 'yon. Pero if you want to see the details ng ating parasites ova, use KetoCats. Okay? Naintindihan ba? Nakuha ba yung ating discussion and ating live demonstration? Or do you have any questions regarding DFS? When I say DFS class, no, direct fecal smear. When I say KetoCats, KetoThick, yun yung mga keto technique. DFS, use of NSS, and Lugol's iodine. When I say DFS, direct fecal smear, NSS, and Lugol's yan. Pag keto technique, KetoCats, or KetoThick. Okay? May tanong ba? Yes, may tanong dito. Sir, ano pang advantage and disadvantage ng keto technique? Okay. Both techniques is madirable, no, are very ano ba tawag dito? Matagal gawin, di ba? Tedious yan. If you notice, for example, ikaw ang medical technologist, okay? Pagawin ka ng ipapaview ka ng parasite. Okay, perform ONP examination. Okay. Ano bang pipiliin mo? DFS or keto technique? Di ba pipiliin mo si DFS kasi one drop and then sample, cover slip, view. Okay? When you say keto technique class, ayun pa, magbababad ka pa, malaki ang sample na kailangan, medyo padiri siya, di ba? And then, i-dump mo pa para mag-flatten yung sample, yun. Medyo mahirap siya, medyo, kumpara mo naman yung dalawang sample or dalawang technique, mas mahirap sa KetoCats. Okay. The advantage naman and then mas marami kang kailangan gamitin for keto technique. The advantage naman ng keto class is mas clear yung version or mas clear yung appearance ng ating Helminth's eggs if you view it using keto technique. Only that, ang disadvantage naman ng keto technique class, Helminth's egg lang talaga. Ang mga ova lang talaga ang pwede niyang gamitin. Katulad na sabi ko kanina kay Miss Ako, no? Hindi mo pwede gamitin si keto technique if you are going to view it, if you intend to view yung mga amoeba. Kasi mawawala talaga yan sila if you are using KetoCats or keto technique. Okay? So Helminth's egg lang talaga or yung mga eggs ng parasites or yung mga Helminths ng na-review. Kasi nga, you are using glycerin. Glycerin class are intend to dissolve yung ating mga debris. If you are using keto technique to view amoeba, madi-dissolve niya yung mga trophozoites, okay, ng ating amoeba. Okay, so advantage is clear view of Helminth's egg. Disadvantage naman, Helminth lang kaya niyang i-view. Okay, another disadvantage ng class, mas mahirap siya compared to DFS. Okay? Pero, if you are studying Helminth and class, appropriate talaga na gamitin si Cato technique. Again, for example, for further thesis ninyo, for example, no, for future thesis ninyo, you are going to use or you're interested in different types of helmet, compare ninyo. So, dapat, ang gamitin talaga ninyo is Cato technique. Either Cato CATS or Cato SIG. Okay? Naintindihan ba? Nakuha ba yung advantage and disadvantage ng ating techniques? Yes. A question here. Sir, possible po ba nakita ang hookworm sa DFS? Yes. Ano ang gusto mong malaman, Miss Chongso? No? DFS, Miss Derfical Smear, ang ova ng ating sample or ova ng hookworm is possible talaga na makita sa ating stool sample using DFS. Yun lang, compared to compared to Cato CATS, mas clear talaga ang appearance ng hookworms na ova on Cato technique compared to DFS. Okay? Okay ba? Naintindihan? Yun. Kung ano lang no, kung mabilisan lang, use DFS kung identification. But if you're going to study yung appearance talaga ng egg, use Cato technique or Cato CATS or Cato SIG. Okay? Any questions pa? Naintindihan ba yung ating demonstration ngayon and post-lab discussion with regards to the different parasitological procedures na ginagawa sa lab? Naintindihan ba? Yes. May tanong ba? Ano pa ba? May tanong pa ba kayo? Okay. So sana no, kung nandito tayo sa hospital, sa lab, no, ito yung gagawin nyo individually. At saka sa real sample yung gagamitin natin. Okay. Stool ba ninyo? Stool ba ng kapatid ninyo? Stool ba ng kamag-anak ninyo? Yun. Kasi libreng fecalysis na yun. No? For example, nagreklamo yung kamag-anak ninyo na sakit ang tiyan, okay, or possible na ano sila, pwede na natin siyang i-test for possible parasitic infection. Di ba? Libre na sa yun. If meron tayong face-to-face. Sayang, no? Sige na lang. Soon. Or pwede naman kayo dyan, bumili kayo ng microscope sa Lazada, sa Shopee, di ba? And then, i-gawin nyo, NSS lang gamitin. Pwede na yun. Tapos magpapila kayo sa bahay ninyo. Okay? Okay. Fecalysis for, yan, 50 pesos. Pwede ko sinasuggest, ha? Joke lang yan. Okay. Okay. So, wala nang tanong. Intindihan ba lahat? Okay ba? Clear ba yung ating demonstration? Okay. So, pag wala nang tanong, class, I am going to post. Okay. Today, I am going to post laboratory quiz regarding our activity for today. Okay. Magpo-post ako, I think, 2 to 3 questions yun. Don't worry, the deadline for that activity quiz for our lab today will be next meeting pa. Again, the deadline for this lab activity, it will serve as your quiz for today. Next meeting pa natin i-submit.